Hello, beautiful kindred spirits, and welcome to my spiritual oasis, here weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. We are doing a one card, pick a card. So literally a pick a card reading today. We're going to be diving deep into our one card messages today for you. Keeping it simple, powerful though. Simple and powerful. So we're going to have 3 groups, and then I'll be doing what I've been calling collective reading, which will be kind of like the group 4, where we'll be looking at all 3 of the cards energetically together. So we are using our daily crystal energy inspiration deck by Heather Askinosie here for our readings today. Before I get into the groups, I would like to invite you to join the Kindred family by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Click like on the video. If something resonates with you, drop a comment down below if you have anything to share, to add, and also to let me know which of the 3 groups caught your eye, or to say 4 groups caught your eye today. Okay. So on our far left here, we have group 1, group 2 in the middle, and group 3 on the right side. Again, our messages are going to be guided by crystal energy, and I'll be sharing any messages that Spirit has for you today. Okay. We'll be diving into the book as well in order to get a little bit more in-depth information. So I have that off to the side too. Without further ado, pause the video if you need a moment to meditate on which group has your message in it. And if you're being called to more than one group, go ahead and watch more than one reading. You probably have your unique message from Spirit is probably a combination if you're being called to more than one group, okay? So without further ado, I'll give you a moment to pause. Otherwise, I will see you in your message. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your Healing Oasis message, where we are looking at crystal energy to guide conversations and messages from Spirit today. So we're going to go ahead and flip over your guiding energy. So you have Citron. Bring in the light is the key phrase. So some of the first messages that I am getting right away off of this card is this bright yellow energy. This is connecting to solar plexus chakral energy to me. So the solar plexus chakra lives like where your belly button is, in your core, in the core of your being, okay? Between your sacral chakra, which is where your genitals and reproductive organs are, and your heart's chakra. So it lives in between those 2 spaces. And your sacral chakra is your sense of self, your confidence, your worthiness, all of the self-related items that we talk about, self-respect, self-worth, self-esteem, all of those different terms that connect to the self live in, are nurtured by that solar plexus chakral space. So to me, I feel like there's a really strong message around the light of your life, the guidance, the focus, the joy, happiness, the peace that comes in the form of light in your life resides in that place of centeredness. You can't truly experience joy, experience the light of life and the warmth of the sun if you're battling within yourself. That just went deep AF, I know. But that is the message that I'm getting. That's the message I'm receiving, is that we have to nurture that space, that self space, that grounded space. We have to be the 9 of Cups, secure, emotionally secure in ourselves. What's really interesting is I saw in a deck, and I'm probably going to end up eventually buying this deck because, well, I have a problem, but we're not talking about that now. It was called the Before Tarot deck, and there's also a version that's like After Tarot. And basically it just sticks in my brain, the illustration for the Nine of Cups was the individual who you see in the original Rider-Waite Nine of Cups, is sitting on this chair with this table behind and the cups in an array behind them, and they're centered and looking all confident and bossy. In the before tarot deck, what's depicted for the Nine of Cups is that individual pouring water into each of those 9 cups. And I feel like this is the message that we're talking about here, because this is talking about, in order to have that confidence, you have to pour into yourself. There wasn't some other person pouring water energy into those 9 cups behind that individual. It was the individual in that before tarot deck that was pouring that water, that life energy into their own cups. So you have to nurture that space, that sense of self, that solar plexus chakra energy. You have to pour life, water energy into those cups, into your own cup. And this could be in the form of many different things, and it probably should be in the form of many different things, right? Because there's 9 cups. It's not just one cup that they're filling up various different cups. So that's all the way from creativity. So again, this is a message around the how. Okay, how do you build that self-esteem, that self-worth, that self-respect? You pour life energy into those 9 cups. So if the 9 cups represent all of those self items, self-respect, self-esteem, self-worth, etc., then you're pouring life energy into each of those cups. You're leaning into your creativity, you're speaking your truth, you're finding out your truth. What is your truth? And you're voicing that. You're setting strong boundaries with the world around you in order to, protect yourself. You are leaning into your own passions. You're discovering what you want to do with your life. When we are doing what we're passionate about, we're confident. Have you ever talked to somebody, even shy people? I know I'm on camera right now, but I'm actually a shy person. I'm pretty quiet. But you start talking about something I'm really interested in, like you bring up astrology and you might as well get a cup of coffee because, we're going to chat. Chatting is happening, okay? But when we're leaning in, the point of that story was when we are leaning into something that we truly care about, that we're passionate about, we exude that confidence. And that, the more we live in a space of confidence, the more confident we become. Even when we get into situations where we're not as confident, we have these reserves of confidence in us already from being around the things that we enjoy and we love. And so I don't know why I'm feeling like I need to share this story, but I'm going to. For example, if you are interested in being more active, maybe you're trying to lose weight or just be more fit or just be healthier in life. What's going to build your confidence more? Going to the gym and getting on the treadmill when you hate riding the treadmill, or joining a Zumba class or a yoga or a dance class where you are engaging in something that you actually like. Not really a rhetorical question. I guess kind of a rhetorical question there. And I had to discover this for myself. I actually like dancing classes where I'm moving and I'm learning different types of movement, and I'm still being active, right? The goal is still being accomplished. I'm still being active, and I'm not dreading it. I'm not dreading it. So that's what I feel like there's a strong message on that. So we're going to consult. It's probably in alphabetical order. Let's see if we can find our citron. Here we go. Let the sunshine pour in. Some spiritual vitamin D will lift your spirits and your sights on life. Let happiness be a choice you make every day. Just like the sun bursts through the fog on a cloudy day, you have the ability to bring light in. Even when you might be feeling a little blue, you are in charge of the weather within your inner environment. That's an interesting analogy right there. We'll come back to that. Embrace what it feels like to feel good and make a conscious effort to stay in the light. What brightens your day? When are you the happiest? How does it make you feel to stand in the sunlight? I let the light back in. Today, watch the sunrise or the sunset. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I feel like we actually kind of talked about a lot of the things that were mentioned in here. Just off the dome. There was something. You are in charge of the weather within your inner environment. I really like that statement. I like that analogy. I think that's a really beautiful analogy. And I feel like it also puts the power in your court because you are powerful. And I feel like it just reminds you of that truth. Reminds you of that truth. Bring in the light. Make the conscious decision to do so. Work on that inner space, that solar plexus chakra space. When you are navigating through things in your life, I feel like there's a message around trying to figure out how you want to do whatever that thing is. So this is just an example, but like a job, right? It's not really about the job. It's not really necessarily about the company you work for. It's about making money to be able to sustain your life. So I feel like there's just a message of kind of like getting down to things from a more base level, a more base approach to things, which will give you more options on how to solve the issue or approach or resolve the item. Okay. My beautiful soul. These are the messages I've channeled for you today. I hope this is helpful. If something resonated, do drop a comment down below. Click like, subscribe, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your Healing Oasis message, where we are diving into deep one-card messages with our crystal energy today. Okay, so you selected this card right here, so we're going to go ahead and flip over your energy. Apophyllite, stay positive. The first messages that popped into my mind was clarity. With this being a clear crystal, just like clarity just came to mind. Clarity. Don't go all doom and gloom when something or maybe something has recently come into your life. And I feel like there's just a message around, this idea of being positive, like not to the point of detriment, but like being positive that the ultimate outcome, even if the situation is crappy, that the ultimate outcome is for our highest good. So this to me is bringing up messages and connecting to Saturn energy. And Saturn gets a lot of slack and is often looked at as the bad guy, in quotation marks, because Saturn represents restrictions. And who wants to be running around restricted, right? I don't think anybody's like, yes, restrict me, keep me from my goals. Please, throw in another hurdle. I love tripping over them. It's awesome. You just get my knee up again. But I feel like, and I feel like I've talked about this in another video before, just talking about Saturn, but in the purest form, none of these energies are intentionally trying to harm us. In fact, they all have a part to play and a purpose in preparing us for a successful experience. And sometimes those lessons are the difficult lessons. If all we had was awesome things coming towards us, we would never really be able to understand them without the opposite, right? You wouldn't really be able to understand a sunny day, because every day would be sunny, if you didn't also have cloudy days or rainy days. And, having, quote unquote, having all good, in quotation marks, all the time, to me personally, it doesn't really force you to build character. Saturn is a character building planet. And I feel like, taking on the challenge of staying positive in those lessons of character building that Saturn puts us through, will actually give us I feel like it's going to give us a really interesting perspective on life. Because I always like to say that life isn't about the ending. It's not about the destination. It's not necessarily even about the wins. It's about the whole journey. Like when you listen to someone's journey and they had a tremendous amount of difficulty getting to where they are, that to me makes their accomplishment even more grand and awesome, because there were so many opportunities for them to give up, to quit, to be in a space of negativity and darkness where they say, I can't do this, I'm done, I give up. So this position of positivity, this position of taking a stance and being like, whatever happens, I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to be humble. I know that I am blessed. I'm going to keep claiming that, even if I am going through hardship and challenge and difficulty. Taking a position of positivity is not always easy. So I think that's an awesome message. Let's go ahead and find our crystal here. Keep your head up and your hopes high. Instead of focusing on all the things that can go wrong, it's important to focus on all the things that can go right. Direct your attention to all the positives in your life and allow them to motivate you. Stay grateful in the moment. Allow yourself to be excited about a prospect or an opportunity. Why ruin all the fun with second guessing and what ifs? A positive mindset, one centered on hope rather than fear, can overcome almost anything. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Let it flow toward the positive. And I think where your attention goes, energy flows. That is so true. That's why there are so many messages around the people around you. If you keep low vibrational people around you, you will resonate in low vibration. You will attract more low vibration. And so goes the cycle. But if you resonate in a place and space of high vibrational energy, it's going to make all those low vibrational people irritated, right? They're going to be like, ugh, you're so annoying. You're so, that person that's high energy and excited and always positive. It's like, ugh, why are you always so freaking positive? It's so annoying, right? Because they're in low vibe, okay? So let them vibe low. You vibe high. Find other people that vibe high. Your attention, if your attention is on the positive side of things, even if it's a challenge or a difficulty, going into something like, what can I learn from this? What am I supposed to be learning from this situation? Rather than being like, oh, it's the end of the world. It's the end, and I'm never going to get out of this, and blah, 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 right? Then you will never get out of that. I tell my daughter this stuff all the time, too. Where she says that she can't do stuff, and I'm like, okay, then you won't. I didn't tell her that she could not. I told her that she won't do it because she's already determined that she is not capable of doing it. So where your attention goes, energy flows. All right, so those are all the messages that I have received for you today, my beautiful soul. If something resonated, do drop a comment down below. Click like, subscribe if we're not already connected, and I will see you in an upcoming message. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your Healing Oasis message, where we are, guiding our messages today from crystal energy through our daily crystal inspiration deck, okay? So you picked this group over here, so let's go ahead and get into your message. So you have Iolite, shift your money mindset. Woo! I don't know why I just got turned up and excited, but I did. I love talking about money. Money. Okay, I'm being weird, sorry. Okay, I'm not sorry. I'm actually really excited that this message is coming out right now. I'm working on a whole series of videos and worksheets and other things, all connected to, I think I call it the either money path or something like that, but it's all about abundance. It's all about, it's good and it's okay to make money, to be financially well off, stable, to not have to worry about money. And that all starts in your mind space. So I feel like it might have been a couple of readings back, and I say a couple, I mean many, I don't remember. But there's a message around the mind space sets the intentions. So if you think about it from a chakral energy perspective, your heart is where your chest is. Your throat chakra, which talks about how you communicate, is the energy, is the entity between your heart space, what you desire, what you want, what you wish in your life, what you desire, and the universe, which our connection to the universe is through our crown chakra. But it has to go through the neck, through the throat. There's no other way to go. Can't avoid it. Got to go through that throat chakral space. So it is what we think and how we communicate with ourselves and with the universe that manifests. Our life manifests off of that. So when we are sending messages of clarity, when we are sending messages of truth, when we are sending messages that are in alignment with our path and purpose and desire, the universe and spirit's like, okay, yeah, here you go. It opens. And of course, we have to be open to receive those blessings. If we are sending messages of confusion, if we are sending messages that are inviting chaos and discord and low vibration into our life, which is not in alignment, I would assume, with what we truly desire, then we are going to be confused. It's going to be turbulent. Life is going to be turbulent, and we're not going to understand why. Because it's our mind. It's not only what we say through affirmation, but it's what we think. It's what we believe. So we might say, oh, I am, I own $1 million condo. But if in our heart, if in our belief system, we don't believe we're worthy of that $1 million, condo, or we don't feel like, we deserve it or whatever, it's not going to manifest because we're blocking it. Okay? So, I feel like there's a strong message for you, my dear soul, and Iolite, to be mindful of what you think about money currently. Be honest with yourself. And again, it's not from an affirmation perspective. It's not from a desire perspective. But it's from that belief perspective. So that might require some shadow work, might require some root work as well. How were you raised to think about money, blessings, material wealth, etc., etc.? What were the messages communicated to you when you were little? Because we harbor that energy. All right, money might make the world go round, but it shouldn't have you running in circles. It's important to view your cup as half full instead of half empty to maintain a healthy perspective. When you shift your attention from what you don't have to appreciating what you do, you attract more of what you desire into your life. Embrace the feeling of enoughness and know that whether or not you have everything you want, you definitely have everything you need. Bring more awareness to your internal states and challenge yourself to express gratitude for where you are and what you have right now. Instead of chasing money and material items, chase happiness and satisfaction with your life as it is currently. You will soon see that your cup runneth over. Are you a conscious spender? Do you buy what you want or what you need? What would make you content with your financial situation? So, I have some thoughts on this. I'm a strong believer in gratitude, meaning, and I haven't actually done this in a few days, but I often start my day with the word gratitude. I will say the word gratitude, no matter how conscious or unconscious I am. If I'm conscious enough to do this, then I do it. I start the day off with the word gratitude, and I will often speak out loud the things I'm grateful for. I do a couple of things, 2-3 things often. I'm a strong believer in that. I'm a strong believer with being grateful for what you have, with the blessings that you have. And sometimes for some of us, it's not very much. It's not very much. Sometimes for some of us, it might literally just be, I woke up today, I have my life today. You know, so I'm like I said, I'm extremely believe in gratitude. And this could be completely personal, but I'm, I have a lot of Scorpio placements in my birth chart and some fire as well, and so I'm about going after things, getting things that you desire, that you want, whether that be spiritually connected, or whether it be materially connected, or whether it just be achieving goals because you want to. I'm a strong believer in that as well. So some of this message I'm a little like, but like I said, gratitude is important. I feel like that's a strong message. I feel like there's also a strong message around when it comes to money. I feel like worthiness, that solar plexus chakra space, is so incredibly important. And I feel like money is kind of just one of many things. You could replace the word money with just about anything in our lives that we want. It could be a romantic relationship. Shift your relationship mindset. Shift your spiritual mindset. Shift your whatever mindset. Because our mind can help or hinder. We need our mind to be in alignment. And remember, our mind is very complex. Our mind takes the lessons that we learned as a young person and filters it through the way we understand, the way we communicate, what we want, who we believe we are, who we've been told we are, taught we are, and discovered we are. And it takes that, and then it takes all the lessons that we've learned along our life through various different avenues about, again, who we are, what we're capable of, what we deserve, all of that kind of stuff. And then it filters all of these things through all of those different avenues. And some of those avenues are messed up. Like, let's just be honest. Sometimes it's through our youth, how we were raised, and it's from what we observe, but it's also our circumstances and situations. So, for example, it's not necessarily what your parents say to you about money, but it's how you watched money affect life around you. Were you raised poor? Were you raised wealthy? Did your parents mismanage? You know, was your life a reflection of that mismanagement? Right? So it's not just, again, what comes out of one's face to manifest. It's not an affirmation alone. It's also what you've observed. And again, your mind is processing through all that stuff. And so I feel like there's a strong message digging into that root work, digging into that shadow work, to really get down to what you truly believe about money or love or whatever the topic is. I feel like it can be many things. Fear, success, wealth, work. I feel like work is a big thing. I feel like work, at least from my perspective growing up, and just the lessons that were taught to me and like my sister, cousins, etc., was that like you work for life instead of having life work for you. Like, I don't want my job to be my life. I don't want to be identified by my job. So like really digging into like, what is a job? What is the intent and purpose of a job from the perspective of the owner and from the perspective of you, the employee? And is there another way to accomplish that intent without having it own you? You know? And I feel like shifting your mindset around what a job is, what the intent and purpose of a job is, has really been something that we as a society have been really mulling over. And it's all connected to money, right? Money, valuables, and quality of life. Okay. All right. So beautiful soul. These are the messages I've channeled for you. I hope this was helpful. If something resonated, do drop a comment down below. Click like, subscribe if we're not already connected. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group 4/collective. Welcome to your Healing Oasis message, where again our messages are guided by crystal energy. We're going to be flipping over all 3 cards, doing a bit of a 3-card reading here, coming up with some blended messages for you today. Okay, so let's get to flipping. So we have citrine, apophyllite, and iolite as the 3 crystal energies that we're talking about today. Bring, stay, shift. Bring, stay, shift. You know, for some odd reason, this is really making me think about like mutable energy, cardinal energy, and fixed energy. Bring, cardinal energy. Initiate. Getting something started. Stay, fixed energy. Being able to stay the course. You know, in the murky middle where you get bored, it's not as exciting as the beginning, and it's certainly not going to be as exciting as the end when you accomplish your goal. You still got to stick it out or you'll never get to the end. And then shift. Mutability, being able to change. Really, our mutable signs, mutable energy is about bringing it to the finish line. You know, being able to shift and change and pivot when necessary in order to get that job done, in order to get things accomplished. Are you weak on one of these areas? If you are, I feel like there might be a message around, I feel like journaling on how you might be able to change that or accommodate for that, I think. You know, being aware of something is one thing, and then coming up with a game plan on how to navigate with that challenge is the next step. That feels like a bit of a random moment, but that's okay. I feel like it's important. You know, taking control and command over the power that you have in your life. You have the power to initiate light, life, purpose, direction, guidance, clarity. You have the power to stay the course. In the murky middle, when you're going through that challenge, because everything is going to have some challenges, you have the power to say, you know what, I am going to be fixed in my position of positivity and light and persistence, and I am going to stay the course because I know this is where I'm meant to be. I feel like it's easier for us to stay the course when we know we are where we are meant to be. When we know we are headed in the right direction, it's easier for us to grit and bear it, even against maybe even our own initial instincts to something. We also have the ability to shift, to tweak, to change, even if it's not easy for us. Acknowledging that it's not easy for us is the first step to putting some things in place to make that a little bit easier. I think change for anybody is a bit of a challenge. Some people thrive on change, they live on it. It's exciting. Most people, it's difficult. They don't want to change. Especially if something is working, and even if something is not, people will still stay just because they're afraid of, it's the devil you know argument. But you have the power to shift, to change, to tweak in order to get exactly what you want. So this is the message, or another message, I suppose. These are all messages. We start going after something, right? We initiate, like, okay, I'm doing this thing. And along the way, sometimes we meet legitimate questions. Like, okay, I'm doing this thing, but am I doing it exactly how I want to do it? Is this truly making me happy the way in which I am doing this thing? If the answer is no, which if you're asking that question, it's probably no. If the answer is no, okay, what is something, like, what is this thing that I actually want to do? Is it even connected at all to what I'm doing? Maybe it is. If it is, well, okay. Then what does that look like? So, for example, you start off being a teacher, let's say. And you get in there and you're like, you know what? I don't know about kids. I don't know about them. I don't know. Maybe isn't the right fit for me. But I still feel like I should be teaching. Okay, what do I want to teach? What am I good at? What do I like? What interests me? But like, okay, maybe I'm teaching, but maybe I'm teaching a class on pottery instead of teaching, 3-year-olds or something. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff, obviously. But the point is that it can be in the field that you're in, or it can be completely different. But the idea here is that we have the ability to change when we realize that something isn't quite in alignment. I feel like that's a message for someone or someone's, that it's okay to shift or to completely change it all around if it's not what you wanted, if it's not what you thought it was. I feel like there's also a message in that is to make sure that you're sticking with something long enough to actually determine that. If you're the type of person who, like, you know, changes jobs like you change underpants, which is hopefully regularly, there's a message there around, okay, you actually got to like be doing something long enough to determine whether or not it's in alignment. Because I know some people that just change. And I'm talking about career, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about career. It could be about relationships. It could be about love. It could be about where you live, what you're studying in school. I don't know. It could be a whole bunch of different things. Apply it as it, you know, as it applies. Connect to it as it applies, if it applies. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And then I feel like money. If you really think about it, money is the fruit. Now somebody might get up in the comments and start arguing with me about that, but money in our society today is the fruit. We can then take that fruit and make, you know, for example, if the fruit was a lemon, we could make lemonade, we can make lemon tort, we can make, you know, lemon, we can put the lemon on salmon, we can do many things with the lemon, but it is the fruit. So money being in that analogy, this is really weird. Money being in that analogy is we can take money, we can save it, we can buy a car with it, buy a house with it, you know, get a facial with it, whatever, right? We can do many things with it, but it is the currency, the fruit of, in theory, our efforts, not necessarily equally, well, quote unquote, equally, whatever. The message I feel like in that is I might like to think about it like we are all soil in which to plant the seed that then fruits into money. We are all different individuals, and soil in different places in the world, in the country, in a city, in a state, etc., are all different. It's all different, has different nutrients in it, different strengths. It can grow things better depending on the nutrients in the soil and the weather and all of that kind of stuff, right? The location. So if we think of ourselves as a location with a certain nutrient, you know, with certain nutrients, and we are to nurture seeds that will then fruit into what we're calling money, what should we be planting? That's a journal question maybe for you. What should you be planting? Meaning, what are your nutrients? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What are the things that you want? What are the things that you're good at? Interested in? What makes you excited? What turns you up and on and all of that stuff? What are you willing to put your effort and energy behind? I feel like the answers to those questions will help you understand what to plant in order for it to fruit. Often when people are doing what they love, they say it's not work. We feel like we have to labor But do you want to labor? Some people do. And that's good. I'm happy that they do. Because I like going to the grocery store. And there are items that I can purchase. I can trade some of my fruits for some of their fruits. But not all of us want to do that same thing. Not all of us want to be in an office building somewhere typing away on a computer or sending emails all day. So discover what you want to do, what you desire to do, what you're good at, what you're interested in. In order to help you understand how best to make money. And I feel like the other thing to that is you have to be open to making money. Money is like, it flows. You have to receive it. You have to be open to it. And open to the avenues in which allow it to come to you. So, heart chakra space, sacral chakra space, tapping into your childhood. What were you taught about money, resources, your abilities, what your limitations are, etc., etc. So doing some root work, doing some shadow work. What are the things that you tell yourself? What limiting beliefs do you harbor inside of yourself? What are you afraid of when it comes to money and security? What do you value? Astrologically, you can look at where your moon lives, what sign it's in, what house it is in. That'll give you some clues. Oh, your second house, house number 2. What sign lives there? And do you have any planets, any aspects, difficult or other? That's another item to look at. So, many messages, but I feel like overall there's a message around you having the power to initiate, to stay the course, and to shift and change as you need to in order to see your vision of life come to fruition. So my beautiful soul, these are the messages I've channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful. If something resonated, do drop a comment down below. Let me know it did. Click like, subscribe, and I will see you in an upcoming message. Bye bye.